Some good bigs, some good forwards going head-to-head tonight. Brent, in your opinion, which teams have the best front court units right now in the NBA?
Kevin, the only one that really comes to mind right now as an established front court to me that starts and plays the bulk of the minutes is DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin in Los Angeles. Those two guys continuing to grow, learning through some losses but more winning in recent years. That's a pretty dynamic combination, although I would tell you, Philly's got something brewing, don't you think?
There's no doubt. And Embiid is at the very beginning of that conversation. They've got some length. They've got very unique bigs. It's an interesting group to watch develop.
We could also throw in possibly Gorgie Jang and Karl Anthony Towns. Might as well include those young guys as well.
Well, anything with Towns in it, I think, has got to be part of the conversation. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for San Antonio, Aldridge and Kawhi Leonard, the two stars at the forward spots. Parker and Green are the guard set, and it's Gasol and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Holiday after Pau Gasol's bucket. The 10-footer. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Well, the defense was all over Holiday there, but shooting window was open.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Famer.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Holiday with the three, gets it to go from beyond the arc. Holiday's got his second basket of the night.
Now their offense is rolling. A perfect start. 4 of 4 so far.
And a bit of a down year for Tony Parker in 2017. His lowest three-point percentage in 5 years. Lowest free throw percentage in 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him hitting threes at a higher clip. The previous couple seasons, he shot it up over 40%. And a great way, I think, to boost his offense, even though he has slowed down a bit.
And Davis puts it in.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
To stop the run, here's Parker. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist.
And when you give Parker room to work his magic down inside, he knows how to finish with style.
Rondo kicks to Cousins, and that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Looking who's out there now for the Pelicans. Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for Solomon Hill. Jordan Crawford comes in for Drew Holiday. And Ian Clark subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And the three ball is good.
Cousins surveying the floor and does a great job at his size, seeing over the top and finds the guy in the weak side.
Shots good by Mills.
Oh, a little punch, counter punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Here's Clark, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Clark's got his first bucket of the night.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Yeah, scratching my head a little bit about how the defense is trying to play this. No one there really contesting the shot.
There's 10 seconds left in the first. Feeds to Pondexter. For three. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. New Orleans on top. They lead by 5. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized
attack and find the open teammate.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu and Tony there as the foundation and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that have come through this Spurs organization.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Guys, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
I mean, really good with their post presence, and it's really allowed them to establish a physical tone here in the first.
Well, they're attacking the rim in more than one way, and with that kind of success, you feel like the defense is going to make the adjustment. Then you start playing inside out.
The star big men pair of Davis and Cousins are up front. Jordan Crawford out there with Ian Clark, and it's Pondexter in at the small forward. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. Here's Clark, pass to Pondexter, to the middle. He's looking for Cousins and finds him. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket. Ray, you played all 4 years in college after redshirting your freshman season. What kind of advantage, as you look back on that, do you think it gave you, if any, in preparing for the pressures and the style of the NBA?
I don't know so much, Kevin, if it gave me an advantage with regards to the pressures of the league, but certainly with regards to the physicality of the league, it's something that I desperately needed. Just a late developer, a late bloomer. I think I was about 175 pounds when I went off to college. Not a preferential playing weight for the NBA, so I needed that year just in terms of the maturity of what I needed physically.
Here's Murray. It's good. This game is all even.
Just a good pass from Laverne there. Sets up his man.
Moore dishes to Cousins. Screen by Cousins. Miller against Gay. Shot clock at 6. Cousins. Good. And Miller gets the assist. 8 points here for Cousins.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Shots good by Gay. 1:12 left to play here in the second quarter. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. Two Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
Here's Clark following the three-pointer by San Antonio. And Moore kicks to Clark. Davis up top over Anderson. And it's Davis missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
The three from Mills. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
And Moore kicks to Cousins. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Here's Murray. Leonard kicks to Gay over Miller. Pelicans pull it in.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is...
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They did give up a couple baskets more than they wanted to, and at the end of the period, were trailing by 5 points. They went into attack mode in the second quarter and came from behind to jump in front here at the half. And that wraps up halftime.
As we return to New Orleans, a look at some of the buildings along the riverfront here in the Big Easy. Here we go now, the start. On the floor for San Antonio. Filling out the wings, it's Green and Leonard. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at the 1 spot. And it's Aldridge on the follow. Aldridge has got the first bucket of the third here for the Spurs.
High-level offensive rebounder. Aldridge has the wingspan and timing to get to those.
Outside Rondo. He kicks it to Davis. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
Textbook bounce pass there. Perfectly timed. Sounds weird to say, but a guy 7 feet tall like Anthony Davis could be considered an out-of-nowhere superstar. In high school, he was a skinny kid on the bench, not like he's big now. But until an 8-inch growth spurt changed everything. That's why he's got those point guard skills.
It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. And Davis wasn't on the recruiting radar really until his senior year of high school.
I really cannot believe that, especially after watching the 1 year in Kentucky, winning a national championship, the most outstanding player of the tournament, the #1 pick, grabbing a gold medal. I mean, the scouts are out there, right?
And Kawhi Leonard, just the second perimeter player in league history to win back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year awards.
And he joined, of course, the great Milwaukee Buck, Sidney Moncrief, in doing that. And it's an award that we know usually goes to a big man who's down there protecting the rim and shoring up any defense. Kawhi Leonard does it everywhere on the floor, and it's amazing to watch opposing offenses try to strategize against where it is Kawhi Leonard might be defensively.
And here's Gasol outside, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Gasol's got the lead up to 4 now for San Antonio. Rondo kicks to Pondexter. Pick up by Hill. To the paint. Here's Cousins. Makes it off the glass. Cousins has got 13 points.
You know, I don't know how much more we can laud the play of DeMarcus Cousins, but when he's on a roll like this, he is something to watch.
Parker passes to Ginobili. They get it back. A second chance effort. The Spurs shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. And the first one drops. And with the emergence of Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a secondary scorer in San Antonio. Brent, how do you like him in that role?
Well, I think that's where LaMarcus Aldridge really fits best, even in his time in Portland with the tremendous offensive output he had as one of the Blazers' greatest of all time. He's sometimes not leaned upon as being the primary scorer, even though that low block basically belongs to LaMarcus Aldridge.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
The three from Mills connects from three-point range. Mills has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, he's a serious catch-and-shoot threat really every time down the floor. Mills has to be accounted for by the defense.
Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. Spurs lead by 4. From New Orleans, back in a moment. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
But don't stop the aggressiveness. Here we go. You got.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Rajon Rondo is out there with Ian Clark. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Hill. And it's Miller in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Green dishes to Leonard. Over Hill. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Well, the D right in his face, Kawhi couldn't care less. That's the expressionless assassin we've come to respect.
And Holiday kicks to Miller. He feeds it to Davis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The jump hook. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. San Antonio leading by 6. Here's Leonard. Another one falls for San Antonio.
This is where all the extra hours of practice come into play. Leonard couldn't be more in sync on that catch and shoot.
And the basket by Hill.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
Well, you concern yourself with the other guys who you think are going to damage you, and he stepped up and delivered that huge three-point shot.
Gay passes to Aldridge. Takes a three, and again it's the Spurs from deep.
I think that's something Aldridge has been working on, especially over the past few years, gaining consistency from three.
And Holiday kicks to Hill. And Holiday with the basket on the assist by Hill. 9 points for Drew Holiday.
And as much offense as we saw earlier, I mean, we're seeing even more of it here now late in the game.
What is this, February? Feels like an all-star game is broken out. Neither side willing or able to stop the other.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for New Orleans. Ejuan Moore comes in for Ian Clark. San Antonio also making some changes. Pau Gasol has checked in for Gay. And Tony Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
During that break, Greg Popovich really had some strong advice for his team. Even though they're ahead, he said, hey, this lead isn't big enough, not by a long shot. I don't want to sit back and play this one out. I still need some aggression. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Pelicans trail by 9. Hill a screen on Green. Holiday dishes to Hill. Screen by Cousins. Davis against Gasol. And Davis puts it in.
And really, you can't play defense on Anthony Davis better than that, but offense beats defense.
And that one's good. Parker.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
You're right. Unloads from 9. And here's Green outside. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now, the team came in fired up from the opening tip. You see the focus. They're ready to do battle.
Hits it from three-point range.
Moore is a quality three-point shooter, so you got to D him up, especially when he's behind the arc.
Icing on the cake right there, fellas, for what has been just a phenomenal performance.
Well, they are the mayors of City Hall in Blowout City. These guys were locked and loaded tonight, not to be denied.
He gets that one.
And when Parker's converting on the pull-up, Jay, it has to be demoralizing to the defense.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment.
A tough matchup for the smaller defender there. Just shot right over the top without thinking twice.
That one drops for him.
Surprising, the defense. I think Green puts the ball on the floor and drives and finishes.
To the middle. Goes up to the stripe. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. And in the win, a